Okay, so then as I'm going in, again, they all look stupid. You can feel their stupidity, their dumbness. They're not good criminals. They're all in there. There's way too many. There's like 50 of them in there. Of course, scheduling. The scheduler schedules all these fraudulent patients at the management team. And so I'm talking to the receptionist who's in on it also. And they start screaming when we start talking. You know, like surrounding, you know, lesbianism, hornyism, you know, like they're silently screeching, "Don't talk to her, we're jealous," and ask them that. So why do you start screaming every time? Do you ask them, say, do you know what that means? Like, do you know what you're saying about yourself? And keep staring, wait for an answer. But do you know what you're saying? You're saying, I'm jealous of you, Nadia. I want to be you. I envy you. I idolize you. Why would someone start screaming and so? This is the type of stuff you hide. It's like you murder someone and then you tell everyone afterwards. That's something you don't want someone to know. Then again, hey, no one said you had to be smart to be a criminal. We're just saying, yeah, they expose their, that's why they are where they are in life. People see that, and then for some reason, I don't even know if they actually believe this, they think if they show their feelings that people will the humans will care, and then they'll let them blackmail them into giving them what they want. No, that's not the way the world works. If we see that, it inflates our ego. We float away. You can't even pop our heads. We float away. It boosts our ego. It makes us want to live. It makes us not want to give you what we want because we have the power. It makes us feel powerful, not suicidal. I don't know where they get that. Yeah, it's weird. That's when we don't get along. I'm not mentally ill. I'm normal and sane. You know, they actually think that, that we're going to give in and no, we're not going to. I wouldn't give in to you if I were not. That's why they're mean, because they know it's none of their business and we don't have to give it. And it's normal. We should, if we don't want to give it, it's okay. And they know that. So that's why they try and blackmail and bully you. No, it's like we don't have to and we don't want to. You know, they're never going to get what they want. But anyway, but so I just don't get how that looks like you want to kill your, and other people say that too. It looks like they're bothering me. I was like, that's what I love about it. I'm like, that doesn't make me mad. Are they trying to drive me to suicide? That compliments. If I had a choice between the stalking, the screaming, the yelling, the stalking, no, because it benefits me. And they act like it benefit. No, because you're never going to get what you want. You're doing all the physical hard work. You're screaming. You're showing the person you're obsessed with them, unhinged. You're complimenting them by screaming and saying, I'm jealous of you. I want to be you. I want attention. Don't talk to her. Wouldn't you love that? Of course. But yet with us, I don't know why I don't know if they actually believe that. I don't think so. That, if we interrupt her and show her we're jealous of her, she's going to, hang herself. Bleh. No. Okay, so anyway, they keep screaming at me and the receptionists are talking. And she asked me my information, and I give it to her. And then when I sit down, they all look stupid. You know, they don't belong there. And there are way too many of them there for 8 a.m. It's too early. There's like 50 of them. And then I'm made to wait for a while, maybe like 10 or 15 minutes. And the stalkers were, you know, walking around me, they're screaming and stuff, yelling. Again, they're talking about me as if I wasn't there, gossiping about me as if I wasn't there, saying, why is she here? But I don't know. And the girl behind me, I don't know if it's a guy or a girl, it's a fat thing. I don't know if it's a guy, I really don't know. I think it was a girl because the voice was a little higher, but honestly, I didn't really get a good look at her. And I don't know. Why is she here? What? Did she even make an appointment? She has to she has to do things. She has to do things our way if she wants to live here. And and then I just want to get a gun and shoot her and this and that. And the staff was listening, the nurses and stuff, and they heard. And then the nurse came out and she called my name. And then we got back there. Yeah, that's the other thing. It was that's considered rude and disrespectful. Well, may it bother them, make them cry. No, it really hurt my feelings. I'm just putting it up front, you guys. It's so embarrassing. I heard clicking noises in the exam room, and right when I took off all my clothes, she told me to get undressed now, and she crossed her arms and stared at me and acted like she wanted to stay there. And then after a few seconds, she left. And then I don't know if they have hidden cameras, but or heat maps or something. They can tell if a person has clothes on or not. And she flung the door open, and there were these other like two nurses or techs with her, and they're all screaming and laughing. And after they flung the door open, "Oh, are you done?" And I said, "No, I'm not done." And I had my purse. My purse is unzipped and stuff. And so I picked it up. I didn't want them to, I didn't want them to get my purse. And so I picked it up. I started working, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you're not done." And it's like, why would you fling the door open and then say, "Are you done?" Usually you have to. They didn't even knock. You have to knock and stuff. They're lesbian. They're gay, horny little lesbians. And so gay women of Fort Wayne, if you want to date, go over there, because they're hungry for pussy, for vagina and breasts and more lips, everything, and assholes and more. They just want to lick your asshole. That's how dirty and gross they are. And okay, so anyway, they okay, so they okay, so they also okay, so they flung the door open, and then they're laughing. It's not even high school, it's just like middle schoolish. Like everyone says, they weren't popular in high school, and they're pretending that they're the bullies, and that I'm the fat nerd with the glasses and braces, that I was them, and that there's some popular chick that beds all the football hunks, and they're all screaming. Anyway, they flung the door open. "Oh, are you done?" After they flung the door open, and I said no, and I took my purse. Because, my purse is, open. And I took it, and I started walking to the bathroom, and then my back was turned. Or no, my back was turned afterwards, but, "Are you done?" And then I said no, and then I said no, and no, I didn't say that. I'm talking to you now and saying that. I just turned. I said no, and then I picked up my purse. I said no, I'm not, and I took my purse. I didn't want them to see my. And oh, okay, and then they slammed the door shut. And then like they're trying to start a fight and get me to ask them. They're doing such disrespectful, rude, disrespectful things they wouldn't dare do to their own kids or any other customer. And maybe they have done it to other customers, other victims. And no, they definitely have. And hey, Suite 300, 1818 Cruise Street, do it to their bastards, grand bastards, or bastard relations, aka kids, grandkids. And well, if you haven't already. And keep going, keep doing it. Don't falter on the academy. I have ways and remedies to go around it. I always have a way to go under them, around it, over them, beside them, through them, bust through them like boulders, breaking through boulders. Okay, so don't falter. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep going. Whatever you're doing, do it. Do it harder. Yeah, I have ways to deal with things. So anyway, do it if that's what you're doing, and then. They're like, "Oh, hey," and then they slam the door shut. And then, this time I was facing the door and I was still naked, and they flung the door open. And they're like, "Oh my God, I didn't know, I didn't know you didn't have any clothes on." And this time it was one, the big fat white girl. I don't know what her name was, and it's just a really big fat obese white girl, and then she and then she opened the door and then she's like and she's like smiling and she like bit her bottom lip, and so I was like, oh my God, this chick is gross, and she's like vagina hungry. I was like I should have covered it with my hand. I was like, oh no. I was like, I hope she doesn't like the hairless kind, because that's what mine is. I don't know if she's imagining if hair was on it or what, but I was like, this girl's got to get out of here before she starts attacking my pussy with her tongue, which is what I totally don't want. Ew. And and she's like, and she didn't say sorry. None of them said sorry. Not that I need it, but I'm just telling you their behavior. And then they slammed the door. And then I was still in the middle of putting my gown on. I was still completely naked. And maybe like a minute later, they flung the door open again, like her and like two other girls. It was like her in a group, and then her alone, her in a group, and then her alone again. The third time they did the same thing. Well, this was it was 2 times before I saw the doctor, and then after the doctor. Well, during my examination, they're screaming outside the room when the doctor's examining me. And then after a doctor left, again, while I was getting dressed, I wasn't afraid. I was still in the same spot. I was facing the door again. I don't know if they're trying to scare me into, like, hiding or something, but I didn't. And I was out in the room and again changing. And I guess they would be scared and they would hide, and they thought maybe hoping I would. No, I stood in the same spot. Again, they flung the door open, and it was her again. It was the big fat white girl. I don't know her name. And Misha's light brown or reddish hair. I don't know. All I know is it's not black and it's not blonde, and it's not like dark brown. And anyway, she came in again, and then I just stood there and I said, no, I'm not done. And then she just stood there with the door open, and she came a couple steps in. She said, okay. And I was thinking, don't even try and kiss me or anything. And instead of leaving, she opens the door more and takes a couple more steps. And then again, no sorry or anything. Not that that's what I need or want to. I'm just telling you the behavior. That, they wouldn't dare do this to anyone else. Maybe they have with victims like me, but they wouldn't dare do this to a regular customer or client. Anyway, I don't know. I feel like if I told people this, they would say they're doing it with other people. Probably have been, and probably will be, and probably are. But anyway, now I can get the story out here, and you can do it to them. And they're good, and they would take serious offense. And anyway, but what was supposed to happen? Ask him. So what was supposed to happen when you kept flinging the door open? Were you trying to have sex with Nadia? Were you trying to get her to ask you about it so you could ban her, fire her? What exactly was the plan? Were you trying to start a fight with her? Were you trying to start a sexapade with her? What were you trying to ask her out on a date? What was supposed to happen? And anyway, and then she slams the door and leaves. Oh, you're not ready. Oh, you're not ready. And then she slams the door and left. And then there's laughing outside in the hallway. And then finally, I'm still completely naked with the robe on, and I just have my socks on. Again, I'm facing the door. Again, 2 or 3 of them come in, and they're all laughing and screaming, and they're like all turned on, like like they all want to have a group sex, like an orgy right there. And anyway, they're all screaming and laughing. And I said, then she's like, oh, are you done? Oh, no, so sorry. Oh, you're not done. Oh, yeah. And, oh yeah, you're not done. Oh yeah. And then, she slammed the door again. And then it's like, how do you know what pieces of clothing I have on, which is almost nothing? And then when I was fully dressed, like 5 minutes, they wouldn't come in. It got silent and quiet. And this time I was sitting in the chair fully dressed and they wouldn't come in. They knew I was dressed and waiting a good 5 minutes. And then finally they come in, she comes in and says, oh, we'll get that breast exam for. I'm like, what breast exam? I didn't say anything. I just didn't. And I said, okay. And, I'm like, that's a mistake. I'm like, we already did that last year. I have like 0% chance of having breast cancer. And, she said, yeah, I don't know why they put it on there. Something about getting some, mammogram again. And, I already got that. That'd be a useless test. I mean, if there was good cause to have it, like if it ran in my family a lot, if I found a lump, that I can understand. But a person who has less than 0 chance or less than 11% chance, I was told you don't have it every year. You don't have to have it every year. You don't have it every... I think you don't ever have to have it again, or once every 5. I don't know. I don't know the rules on that stuff, but I know a person who has low chance. If there's no reason, if a woman has low chances, doesn't run the family, or she doesn't find a lump, there's no reason to do it. I would if I had to, like the annual. Now I have to go there so she can check my vagina if it's okay. Plus for my prescriptions. that I understand, that's fine. But the breast exam, I mean, there's no reason. That's the thing. There's no lumps I found. If I found a lump or a bump, then yeah, I would. I'd be scared and I would actually ask for it done. But, unreasonable tests, like what that Thomas Miller was doing, because he was doing that and I had no idea. He's giving me pap smears every year. And I didn't even have any sexual partners. I had no idea that he was supposed to be doing that until like 5 years later. This year, you're only supposed to have it once every 3 years. I was like, oh my God, he's doing it to me every year. And he knew I didn't have any diseases. I had no sex partners. And, I'm clean. They always come back clean anyway. But it wasn't needed. And he's having all these tests done on me that were unnecessary, that were 3 months apart when I had it 3 months earlier, and there was no need to do it. And I went ahead and did it I was so stupid. And they were going along with it, all the Parkview staff, because before I had a blog, nobody knew what they were doing, so they thought they could get away with it. And it made me take all these ultrasounds with some fake tumor I have in me. It's benign, that 85% of women have, and it shrinks as you age. So he didn't need to see it, and he's just trying to put me in pain, put me through all these unnecessary tests. So I don't know if that's what's going on here or what. If it really is, I don't know if it's needed. But like I said, I have like 0% chance of having it. And she's saying, oh yeah, I put in some request for you to go and have it done. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was thinking I already had that done. I just didn't feel like talking. I said, oh, okay. And I didn't care. And then she's like, oh, you got everything? I said, yeah, I was just checking because I was making sure I got everything. And I don't know, maybe there's this big cockroach in there with lots of antennas that they... A lot of bugs in there. They should like them. They should like these cockroaches with lots of antennas, because, they're their friends, their bugs, here a roach, there a roach, everywhere a roach, And, okay, so, what else? So then, they just kept flinging the door open without knocking. And, I don't know what they were trying to do. They're trying to have sex with me. They're recording me. They're posting it. They're going to post it on the black or they're trying to make me so mad that I question them, where they fire me, is something where they're trying to make a patient react in such a way where, I don't know, where they go to jail. Maybe they're hoping I would hit them or attack them, and then they would call 911 and put me in jail, because Home Depot, Walmart, and the Springfield Glen, the roaches, the critter, the dirty roaches, they always try and crawl on me and, bite me and kill me. And, so then they did that 4 times, and, they didn't say sorry, nothing. So disrespectful. So, I was so scared that I heard clicking in there. And, I was looking for a wire in the ceiling. And, I think I saw a faint one. I don't know. I didn't have enough time to look. And, that's when the door flung open. Maybe they're spying on me through cameras. And, okay, so anyway, so I grabbed my stuff, and we're walking out, and then, she opened the door, and then I left, and then there were more stalkers coming up the ramp. And then one lady is saying, hit her. So some little boy, like 4 or 5 years old. He's older than a toddler, and he's with the stroller. She's saying, watch out, hit her. And she's like, oh, stop. And I was walking out. I didn't move. I kept walking. And then, I know, madness, craziness. And remember, Parkview management is aware of this and letting it go on. And it's all the floors 1, 2, and 3. Because I remember one time I came in, and I love this, but everyone on the first second, they're all running around and walking around. I'm like, then shut them. Aren't you ashamed and embarrassed to show this? But obviously, my mom and other people I talked to, they said it sounds like they got in trouble. Yeah, they're just trying to act all pig-headed like that. I was like, no wonder they were running around. Like when I was walking, this is a couple years ago, when I was going on the first floor. And there are like 3 floors that you can see. When you look up the balconies, all these all these employees in scrubs were running around with papers in their hands, acting like, oh, we shouldn't be doing this, but we are. We're so bad. And then one chick was running behind me. She was so short. Some old lady with red hair. She kept running behind me. She couldn't keep up with me, but I was walking normally. And then she was like running behind me. She kept running. And then before I opened the door, she quickly typed in something. I guess because they locked me out, Suite 120. We're going back 2 years now for a few seconds here. And then I opened the door, and I was like, oh, she's running, But she, she's overacting because she could have done that before I came in. But, she's overacting. And again, why would you show that to someone? You're showing them I'm important. That doesn't make me, if that's the effect that she's running behind, if that was the effect for me to feel bad and want to blast my brains out, go and buy a gun, bullets, buy a rope from Ace Hardware, that certainly, no, it doesn't have the effect. I felt flattered. Wow, running behind me, she's waiting, who knows how many hours she's waiting in the lobby, running behind me, quickly typing in how does that make you look like, Superman? It doesn't. Like I said, I don't understand their way of thinking. That's why we're sane and they're not. No one said you had to be smart to be a criminal. But that's how these crimes happen, They have these people lurking around and, hiding in the cars. Sometimes they hide in the cars and they jump out. And, they're not there before. Or they're hiding in the back seat. In the back seats and stuff. And, so then we're leaving, and then, that happens. I go down the ramp, and I go outside, and then there are more stalkers out in the parking lot, and they're all around my car, and they're like talking to each other, saying, let's kill her, some lesbians, and then some other guys, and then they're quiet, and then they're staring. That's the thing, they're quiet, and they're staring at me, and then right when I went in my car, they kind of surrounded me slowly, and then they walked inside. Now see, How are they there right when I park my car and then right when I leave? Obviously, someone is texting him and telling him. And it's someone, a HIPAA violator, which is supposed to be our trusted Parkview doctor's offices. So you guys, please, on my behalf, can you complain to HIPAA, Attorney General, Department of Justice? There's a check box. There's a check mark, a box where you can check where it says on someone else's behalf. Can you guys please do that for me? I can't do that on my own, because then they ban you and stuff. So can you guys please help me and others if others are having problems? With that, with the ethics and stuff, because they're getting paid, and I should be getting their checks. They're getting paid to harass, break the law, and I should get paid for not breaking the law. And, so if you guys could please complain to HIPAA, Attorney General. And I know definitely with the Attorney General, there's like a box where it says, are you doing this on behalf of someone else? Can you please say it's me? And, because if I do it, I did that with Suite 120. I complained to HIPAA. And then that doctor took a personal day on the day I was supposed to come in. And, I didn't know. I thought maybe they scheduled him that way, but I think that he took the day off. And I found out later that HIPAA investigated them. I was like, yay, woo! I had no idea. And so I'm guessing that doctor was mad. I'm still not clear whether the staff scheduled him off on a personal day or if he took it off. I guess that makes no sense. I guess he would have to take the day off. But I thought the scheduling team, I thought they scheduled the doctors too, and they scheduled P personal day, and I thought he saw it and he took it off. Like, I thought he didn't take the day off himself. He saw on the schedule, they scheduled me for a P day, personal day. That doesn't make sense, but that's what I thought would happen. So I'm so stupid in these things sometimes. And, but I'm guessing he took the day off, gave a personal day, because he's mad at me, because they were all investigated. That's the thing. It's like you do these things and then they fight back. It's like you need to bow your head down and take the punishment. You did this to you. It's not Home Depot's fault. Don't blame them. They want to take credit and act like, they have power over everyone. No, the thing is anyone can go to any business and say lies about them, and the business will entertain it and might join in. Why? Because they want to. That's the business's decision. And Home Depot and Walmart and the Springfield Glen Rats, they act like, we're powerful. We're monkey mind brainwashing them. See? We touch that business. Boom. Like a magic wand. We have them under our control. See? We own the town. We asked this business. See, this business is doing what we're saying. No, that's not what's going on. There are businesses that say no. Don't ever think that they don't. The business wants to. It's completely separate from Home Depot and Walmart. Like, if I went inside of a business and I would never do that, because even if no one knew about it, I wouldn't want to live with myself knowing that I acted so pathetically and I embarrassed myself and degraded myself and did that. Like, if I walked in and I talked bad about them, that business would treat them in a bad way. But I don't do that because I don't want to. Because I don't feel like it. Because I'm too selfish and self-absorbed. They're not. They're selfless and self-absorbed and naughty absorbed. And one of the many differences we have. And God, my mouth is so dry and thirsty. I went out, and then when I was driving, again, when I was driving in circles, it's like 3 circles, 3 twists, 3 circles, because 3 floors. Again, this car came and it blocked me, acting like, you're leaving, so it's okay, we won't get in trouble. I'm like, no, you're doing that in the beginning too. And even if they did do it in the end, that's still the same as you doing it. That's like 100 cars there, and you doing it in the beginning, along with now. Sometimes they act like, if we do it no, doing it at the end, it will be treated as such, as if you do it in the beginning, middle, and end. So, and you're still not getting anything out of it, except a sore smile from me. And a point in laughing. You're never going to get what you want. We know what you want. You're never going to get. Never. And, so anyway, which is our deaths. No, never. And Nadia staying erect and immortal on the silver screen of the blog, on the vlog. Nadia staying immortal and erect on the internet forever. Forever and ever and ever. And anyway, so yeah, when I was driving down, again, they're honking, they're blocking me. They're acting like, oh, it's okay to do it again. I'm like, no. And, you know, because they did it before. And, yeah, so then, blocking me. And then I was honking and I was doing lights. Because, you know, they have cameras there. And, you know, I wanted them to see it. And, you know, hopefully a cop or, you know, someone who's not involved with them, which is a lot of people, you know, they can refer back to the video. And then I drove off and I left. And I honked and I flashed my lights to get it on camera. Because I know they must have cameras there. And so I finally made it out on the outside main road. Yeah, that's what happened. You know, death threats, stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure if I went there later, like at night, you know, that would have happened. So yeah. This is not even a Lips of Flame. Keep a flapping. More later. I'm dead tired. Keep a flapping. I will!